There it is.
So it's the button that has the R on it.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so we're recording. We missed like probably a good 5 minutes of good content that probably would have put this episode over the top, but I'm an idiot and didn't hit record.
It's all good. Prepare for an hour and 5 minutes or so, roughly, give or take, of just absolute drivel from here on out.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much where we're at with this one. So, if you've seen our social media, which most likely you haven't, because let's face it, who the hell follows us? We decided that we're going to do, and I almost said it again. I almost said, "Ask me anything." It's not fucking ask me anything. It's am I the asshole? So if you're not familiar with Am I the Asshole, I need to ask what fucking rock you're living under. Basically, it's a thread on Reddit, which I will admit I'm not a huge Reddit person, but I see these pop up all over social media all the time, like Am I the Asshole? And what you do is you explain a situation that people got pissed off at you for, and then you can ask random strangers on the internet if you should feel bad about it. So the one that I used for our example online today was, am I the asshole for teaching my niece to say El Chupacabra when her mom says, you know what really gets my goat? And no, you're not a fucking asshole. You are a goddamn genius, because that's the best answer ever. And that's, you know what? If someone in the year of our Lord 2022 is saying, you know what really gets my goat, they absolutely should be responded to with El Chupacabra. That's just how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that's fair. But you know, if you scroll through these and look, we're going to try to keep this as lighthearted and as funny as we possibly can. Don't get me wrong here. We're going to have some fun with this. But if you're unfamiliar with this on Reddit, there are some pretty deep things here. So we're going to try to avoid those, but otherwise we're going to try to keep this light and fun. So I just need to preface that with that, because there's some pretty crazy things on here. So if you're unfamiliar with it, you know.
And so, like, here's the voting guide, just for people who aren't familiar. So YTA means you're the asshole. NTA means not the asshole. ESH means everyone sucks here. NAH means no assholes here. And info means not enough info. So we're probably not gonna do that. We're probably just gonna judge everyone to be a fucking asshole, because that's, well, really, because we're assholes. But yeah, that's where we're gonna go. So we haven't really dug through the Reddit thread. We're just kind of gonna go, like, scroll through it and go, like, whatever piques our interest. So Tom, did you want to go first, or do you want me to go
Yeah,
first?
I've got a good one here. I won't say it's good, but I've got one, because this I think it's a good icebreaker. Am I the asshole for singing in the bus? So without getting any detail on that, just generally singing in the bus, like a public bus.
So with no further details. So that's the thing. So they have, like, am I the asshole for blah 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 blah, and then they go into their story and their explanation and everything. But for that one, I don't need an explanation. What I need to say is, thanks for making me the asshole, Tom. Because I'm gonna say, yeah, man, like, you're kind of an asshole for singing on the bus. I mean, maybe not. It depends. How old are you? Are you a little kid? Are you a full-grown adult? If you're a grown-ass adult and you're singing on the bus and it's obnoxious and it's like stupid-ass shit, then maybe you're the asshole a little bit. But I'm gonna go with an info. I need more info on this one.
So I'm gonna feed you on the what this one is actually about here. I'll give you the little background. Okay. So our office provides transport services for employees. So on our way back from work, my friends asked me to sing a song in the bus. I don't sing every day, but once or twice a week. So this other guy, who wasn't part of our group, got offended and told my friends to stop encouraging me to sing in the bus, because according to him, that isn't appropriate behavior. Mind you, this is behavior with a U, so this is probably not in America. Right. When I was told about it, I was surprised. I don't understand what is so inappropriate to sing one or two songs in a week. So, like you, when I first read the headline, I was like, oh, well, duh. And then I read it a little further, and it's like, so I realized there's other people on the bus, but is this mostly just you and your friends? So if that's the case, haven't we all been in a situation where you're kind of like the oddball, and then this whole other group is doing stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm 100%. I'm changing my answer. You are 100% not the asshole. That guy's a fucking douche.
I mean, look, I get it. Like overall, look, if I'm just popping on a Greyhound or something, yeah, probably not right.
Right.
But in a situation like this, it just seems like I don't know. I don't know how many people are on this thing. It doesn't sound like it. I mean, where does this guy work? I mean, are they busing people to like mines or something? I don't know. But it seems like they kind of need a cheer up, either to and from work there. So I don't know. I'm kind of behind this guy.
Yeah, I'm going with definitely not the asshole. The other dude is you're in the clear, or however it works. Congratulations for trying to actually bring some joy into the fucking world. I know that's a terrible thing to say now, but no, dude. No, you are not the asshole.
Yeah, I like that one because it was it really caught my interest, and I said simple because like on the surface it's well that's pretty obvious, but if you actually dig in, it's like wait a minute. So I don't know. All right, what do you got?
All right, so I'm gonna fucking kick this one right in the balls. Am I the asshole for telling a dude in a wheelchair to fuck off? So this one definitely needs some context because it sounds really bad to start. So it goes like this: the title without context sounds kind of bad, but at least read what happened. I, 21 male, was walking into a supermarket the other day, and there was a guy in a wheelchair coming in behind me. I held the door for him. I was just trying to be polite. I would have held the door for anyone. Anyway, he said something to the effect of, "Wow, dude, you're just holding the door for me because I'm in a wheelchair. I could have done it myself." I thought this was a pretty rude response to someone trying to be polite or whatever. Then once we're in the store, he follows me and goes on and on about how just because he's in a wheelchair doesn't mean I need to quote unquote infantilize him or something like that. I just ignored him at first, but then he wouldn't stop talking about it. So I kind of snapped and I said, "I was just trying to be nice, man. Fuck off." He looked all taken aback, just gave me a scowl and left. No, dude, you are not the asshole. You are me. Because that's how I would have fucking handled it. Especially if you feel the need to follow me around. Like, I might have just blown it off and been like, "Oh, okay, whatever." Like, when you initially said it. But then you continue to follow me around. No, you're lucky I didn't fucking take one of your wheels off.
Yeah, dude, and I think this goes like hand in hand with like I don't care who you are, like you can be a jerk. Like simple as that. Like I think you're just you could just legitimately be wired that way. Whether it's I don't care if you it's we bring clerks into this so much, and all I can think of is clerks too.
Yeah.
But not quite, but you know what I mean. Yeah, go back and watch that, kids, and look at the wheelchair Randall stuff. But anyway, no, I mean, like anyone can be a jerk, right? I mean, that's pretty much what this is. This guy is just, not cool. I don't care what your position is right now in life. Like, that's not right at all. I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. Poor guy's just trying to hold the door.
Right. So we got Hodor here trying to do the right thing, and then fucking Bran the Broken coming through and not fucking being appreciative of it. So fuck him. He's
I just, it's crazy too. Like, think about how many times in your life you've held the door for somebody. I mean, I've never really had anyone act like a jerk.
Yeah, I've had people not say thank you, and I've been like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're welcome," because I'm a piece of shit. But like, I've never nobody's ever been like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why did you hold the door for me?"
Oh yeah, exactly. Like it's like, well, I just thought you might need help, but I'm also being nice because I do it for everybody.
Right.
I don't know. All right, so I'm going to read this one blind because I saw the headline. So I sold a carpet, but the buyer wants to bring it back. So I sold a carpet on something like Craigslist, which speaks a lot of volume on what something like Craigslist is. I put pictures of it. The buyer's husband has come to my place and looked at it with daylight, said it was okay, paid and went away. The woman, after 3 hours, tells me that it is stained and smelly and wants to bring it back. From my point of view, I sold it as is. it's not my fault the husband can't judge a carpet, and I don't want to lose time organizing another appointment and having another time slot blocked.
Jesus Christ.
On the other side, I am sad that she didn't get what she wanted. Would I be the asshole if I just ignore her? I need moral advice.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but that just reads so funny.
I just...
There's a lot in that one.
My God. That's a lot to unpack. That is a whole lot to unpack.
So basically, this dude sold something that, like, I guess his wife wanted to a dude who picked it up and was like, I don't care. That's what she wants. And then she realized, boy, this is a piece of crap. And but look, if this is something like Craigslist or whatever, I don't know that there's a return policy there.
Yeah, I see. No, I'm sorry, man. That's like, oh, I bought this car on Craigslist, and now I got down the road and it fucking broke down. Oh, sorry, man. Did you exchange cash? Because tough shit.
It's like buying something at a yard sale.
Right. You're getting it. If you're getting it on Craigslist or something similar, you probably got it at a discount. And then that's like, so I bought a Dreamcast on Facebook Marketplace, and it was $50. I'm like, hell yeah, that's a good deal. $50 is super cheap because you can't get a Dreamcast that works for less than like 100, 150. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I bought it. I brought it home. I plugged it in. It didn't work. Well, you know what? Joke's on me. But that's what I get for trying to be a cheap bastard and buying a Dreamcast for $50. I didn't call that person to complain to him. You know,
yeah, sometimes in life you just get beat, right?
Right. It's buyer beware.
Yeah, exactly. And look, it's a completely different situation if you're buying it from like an eBay thing. I'm not saying like you buy, you know, but where it has like, you know, oh yeah, you know, we have this like pictures and all this, and you get it, and there is some kind of, you know, generally return policies are available. It depends upon the seller. But you know, if you're buying from like a legitimate online marketplace, like an Amazon or whatever, and you know, again, it's up to the seller. It really is. And if there is no return policy, that's on you. Right. You know, you want to take that gamble, that's fine. But in this case, yeah, no. Look, you sold it, they got it, walk away. Now, again, I understand the moral part, though. I do get that. Because it's, you know, look, in all legality, the guy is correct. I mean, there is no obviously thing on paper that says, oh, gotta get the money back and gotta give this back or whatever. No, but like ethically, yeah, whatever. I get that part. But no, I mean, look, like you said, buyer beware, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a fun one. I just kind of randomly pulled that one too. So.
And honestly, it's one of those ones where it's not necessarily like, I don't necessarily think you're an asshole. I just, you know, I don't think either party's really an asshole. I think that somebody had bad judgment and the other person is doing, you know, whatever they decide to do, that's on them. And that's at their behest. I mean, I don't really see, I guess the person who bought it is kind of the asshole.
So
I don't see anything wrong with the seller.
I'm going to think this, and I want to call back to something that we've talked about before on here. So do you remember the one where the lady had like the stuffed animal?
Oh Jesus!
Like,
yeah.
This has to be the same couple, and the guy should have just been like, "Well, looks like the stuffed animal did it."
Yeah. There you go. That's exactly what he did. Yep. Fuck that hippo. Or stuffed bear or whatever the fuck it was. Yep. Sorry, man. Nope, it's his fault. He did it. His fault. All right. So let's go on to my next one, and I'm just gonna. So, am I the asshole for walking out of a restaurant because my girlfriend ordered spaghetti?
Okay. Before you get into it, because I want to change my answer if I have to, or if I can.
Okay.
All right. But point blank, yes. But I need to hear more. But I just, you know, I mean,
yeah, I need
seriously.
To hear more Because listen,
I just need to hear the story.
I've been almost the victim of this. So 2 times, all right? So the first time I was out with a female and her friends and family for her birthday, and her dad bought dinner. While we were at this place, and I'm not going to say where because I don't want to give any incriminating details up. But I had ordered a cheesesteak, right? And it was a restaurant that I probably should have known better than to order a cheesesteak, but I'm stupid and I have to order cheesesteaks everywhere I go. So I order the cheesesteak. The cheesesteak comes out with coleslaw on it. And so I'm like,
yikes.
I need this ain't right. And I try to return it. She gets pissed at me. And like literally I ruined her, quote unquote, ruined her night by trying to do that. And then I sat there. She wouldn't let me send the food back. So I sat there and tried to pick the coleslaw off of the cheesesteak and proceeded to get a rash of shit about that. Okay.
About taking it off?
About my whole behavior regarding it. I should have just eaten it and just dealt with it, is what I was told. Because it was extremely rude that when I wasn't even paying for the meal, I had a complaint about it. That I should have been a grown-up and just eaten it.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Dude, I felt a certain way about it. I still do. And then later on, at literally the very end of the relationship, we went out to a restaurant that had both seafood and Italian because I don't like seafood and she did. I liked Italian. So I wanted to order Italian and I got, I think, chicken parm or something like that. And she flipped shit on me because that's what I ordered. And because I didn't want to eat I guess I made a face when she tried to get me to taste one of the seafood items that she got. I made a face when I ate it and I had no idea that I made a face. It wasn't something like a conscious decision, but she called me a child. And shortly thereafter, we were obviously not together anymore. So I've been on the other side of this where the person is, I guess, being made to feel bad because of what they ordered. So I'm automatically biased and I'm calling this person the asshole. But let's get in. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, okay? Let's dig into this one.
All right. I, 25-year-old male, am dating a woman, 24, named Allie. We moved in together 5 months ago, and I really love her a lot. Allie just doesn't have great table manners. She eats noisily and sloppily. In a restaurant environment, usually this isn't too bad because of the natural ambient sound. In a quiet room, it's much more noticeable. I don't exactly like it, but I can usually tolerate it. However, when Allie eats pasta, she slurps her noodles so loudly that people from the other tables look. It's completely mortifying to hear people murmur about her loud slurping all the time. I know this might be normal in some cultures, but from where I'm from in the US, it looks really uncultured and bothers some people who are more sensitive to sounds. I've tried to teach her how to use a spoon to spin the pasta into a ball. Nope, she doesn't want to. I've tried to ask her to take smaller bites. Nope, that's just how she eats pasta, and that's how she'll always eat pasta. We've been to a local Italian restaurant half a dozen times, and each time but one, in a basically empty restaurant, she humiliated me with her loud slurpy eating. I know I shouldn't care what other people think, but I agree with the patrons. It's disgusting. People are trying to enjoy a meal. I finally got frustrated one day and told her I wouldn't eat noodles with her in public anymore. She can eat alone or she can go eat with friends. I'll happily drive her to the restaurant, but I will not sit down with her. She kind of blew off my message with it. Oh yeah, you're perfect, so I get it. And I thought that was that. Last night, Allie really wanted to go to our local Italian place again. I asked her if she would be ordering spaghetti. She rolled her eyes and said she'd get the lasagna. I agreed that was fine, and we went out for the first time in a while. When the waitress came to take our order, Allie completely went back on her promise and ordered spaghetti. I told the waitress I wouldn't be needing anything, stood up, and walked out to our car. Relaxed in the car listening to a podcast, hopefully ours, until Allie came out a while later. She sat down and started giving me the silent treatment. When we got home, she yelled at me about embarrassing her, would not let me say a single word without shrieking over me, and said that she's only interested in an apology. I refused, and she went to another room to loudly talk shit about me to herself, intentionally so I could hear. I don't know if I went too far. Well...
Whoa. Wait. Did you say loudly talk to herself?
Yeah. So...
Not like she called anybody?
I'm assuming that she called someone, and he is because he seems like he's a little bit of a drama queen.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got that.
Listen, I get it. If she's truly slurping spaghetti, that is kind of ridiculous. You're 24 years old. Learn how to twirl your spaghetti. It's not that hard. Or cut it if you have to. There's many ways to get around it. So I understand being upset that this is, it's an easy thing to do.
Right.
But
he's trying to make a point, right?
Right. I wonder though, really how annoying this is, how bad she does it. I kind of feel like he's just a drama queen and he's an asshole, especially for getting up and walking out of the restaurant. And then at least he chilled in the car and didn't leave her there. Because then he's supreme king asshole.
Yeah.
But, the fact that he's putting without shrieking over me in what he's writing here leads me to believe that there's other issues at play here.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. There's something else. Look, if I just can't imagine doing that in the first place, just getting up and walking out and then sitting in my car for an hour or whatever. I don't know. I always try to put myself in positions like that, but that's when I can't because I would never do it. I don't know. I almost want to see video of this.
Yeah, I kind of want to see. I wish, if he would have posted a video of her slurpily eating spaghetti, then I'd be more inclined to. It would be both assholes. Here's the thing with this one, I'm firmly settled on it's either you're the asshole or both of you are assholes.
Yeah.
I'm not going, that she's the asshole. It's definitely either you or both of you.
No, it's definitely him. And I think you're right on the money with there sounds like there's something else going on because if you really think about that, how minor that is, that there's got to be something else going on.
Yeah, because you're not sitting there that's not, you're not doing that, eating spaghetti. And
exactly.
So, to me, the only way that you're eating spaghetti loud enough for other people around you to be annoyed is if you're either sticking your face in the plate of spaghetti and slurping it up like that, or if you're doing it comically loudly on purpose.
Right. Like eating soup.
Right.
It's maybe he's just jealous.
Right. Yeah, maybe he's not getting slurped enough.
Exactly.
He's jealous of the spaghetti.
He's jealous of the meal.
His noodles dry and the spaghetti's getting slurped, and that's all I can figure.
We figured it out.
He needs to get laid, is what he needs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Hey, you know what? We figured it out. That we said it was going to be something else than that, and then we just did a little detective work, and boom, that's what it is.
But I think the be all end all of the question is maybe don't be an asshole, and you won't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
maybe if you were less of an asshole, you'd be getting slurped too.
Unless you're in a position where something's about to get dangerous, or you're really about to come to blows, or just something. I can understand getting up and walking out, but for ordering a meal,
right?
Maybe find somebody else to spend your time with.
Exactly. Or alternatively, maybe grow the fuck up.
Yeah, because what are these kids? We're talking about kids, right? In their 20s.
Yeah, 24, 25.
Yeah, kids.
So, grow the fuck up.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's just spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
All right, I found one here, and this was posted 3 hours ago. And I thought it was very fitting because am I the asshole for taking an April Fool's joke too seriously? And I think this is a great headline because, boy, you could really say a lot about this without even getting into it.
Yeah.
And and I think obviously I'm going to have to read this one, but I don't know if this is any good, but we shall see. So I work at a very high demand company. A particular aspect of this job is the amount of overtime we need to do from home, which the company compensates by not having strict on-site hours. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Today I'm working from home when I see a bunch of messages on our Teams chat. Apparently our manager decided we'd have to clock in from now on, and we would still have to take work home. Since officially that work would be done after us clocking out, we would not be paid for any work we took home. This seemed illegal, but our company has a precedent of not really following workers' rights anyway. I was livid. I double-checked the info with another coworker, and they confirmed it. A member of our team happened to be working on site today. As soon as she got the news, she went to her manager to set things straight. Our manager had no idea of such a change. She even checked with upper management. Nothing. Turns out this was an April Fool's prank by 2 of our coworkers.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo! So, okay, I am livid. They still haven't come clean. I only know it was a prank because one of them privately admitted it to me on condition I didn't tell anyone. I didn't accept this condition as he called me an asshole who can't take a joke. I'm considering telling on them to the other coworker because I don't know how much they were affected by this prank. I explained to the one coworker who came clean that this triggered a panic attack and he should know better. He just called me an asshole.
Jesus.
I feel like I'm entirely justified in my behavior and feeling disrespected by this prank. Am I the asshole for being livid? Would I be the asshole if I turn them in? This is good.
See.
This is good.
Man, I don't know where I fall on this one. I mean, they're definitely assholes for doing that, and in a place where in a place where it sounds like it's kind of a powder keg already.
Yeah,
introducing
exactly.
An unneeded spark into that is definitely asshole behavior.
It is, but it's funny. Like I say, it's funny in the sense of it's April Fool's Day,
right?
Like I get it. Like you said, like yeah, it sounds like a really bad situation. But it sounds like the company takes care of them outside of outside of normal hours. It sounds like they get some decent overtime.
Right.
So like, I think that's like my initial thought is like, dude, take the joke because your pay is not getting changed, commensurate to like your work. But on the other hand, I do see where it's like, yeah, this is not funny because I thought I was basically losing all of my overtime. And the fact that the guy that set it up called him an asshole.
Yeah, that part is where they're definite. Those people are definitely assholes. I mean, I'm not gonna say that the poster is an asshole because, I mean, honestly, if I got told something like that where like my pay and everything was being drastically affected, dude, I'd be pissed too. I'd be livid. I'd be storming into whoever's office I needed to storm into to set it straight and sort it out. And then I guess at that point, if I can't control my own emotions, then I'm still the asshole. But if I would have gotten some kind of reprimand or something because I burst into a CEO's office and told him to go fuck himself over some April Fool's prank, like I'd be a little bit upset.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like that's what happened here, though. But I don't know. There's a lot to So why do you keep on picking the ones that are super complicated, dude?
I try, because I like to make us think.
Yeah,
I really do. I like to make, we could change course and talk about like, I don't know, Jalen Rager or.
Fuck you. You know what? Oh, God. No, I was having a good night, and then you had to say.
I was waiting for the. I was waiting for the recording stop.
You know what? It may. It may. Fucking douche.
Oh man! All right, so I'll try to find one next time that's not so thought provoking. But I'm really not reading these, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's hard because some of them, like, you read it, and you're immediately like, what the shit? Like, okay, I just came across your "Am I the asshole for singing on the bus?" Let's see.
Yeah, like some of these, like you said, we get deep. Like this one, I'm not going to read it, but like the headline for lying about my religion, like I don't want to do that one.
Yeah, no. There was look. No, we talked about one before we started recording, and I'm not gonna read it because when I read it, like we both laughed, but it's something that I feel like if I actually read the actual story, I'm gonna get super sad, and that's not what I'm.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I got one though.
Uh-oh.
I got one.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for correcting my friend's mother after she mistakenly thought I was a refugee? You know,
I mean, I don't know if you could be simultaneous, yes and no, but it really sounds like that on the surface.
Like, considering everything that's going on in the world, we shouldn't be laughing at this one, but fuck it, I don't give a shit. So, all right, I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna say no. That she's not the asshole. What's your pre-reading one?
Yeah, no. I think it's cool. You got to kind of clean it up, you know? I mean,
Okay.
That's my take. Let's see, though. I really do need a little bit more, though.
All right. Oh, this is kind of long. I'm gonna try and
that's all right.
Through some of it. Yeah.
We can pile through it.
I'm a 21-year-old female. I live in the UK, but I'm of Syrian descent. I've been friends with Emma since I started university. Recently, Emma's parents came to visit her at university, and Emma told them we were going out to eat. She asked me if I wanted to join, and I was going to say no, but according to Emma, her parents personally wanted me there, so I went. The dinner wasn't awkward. Her parents were actually pretty nice people, and we spoke about university experiences, the pandemic, and how much it changes things, etc. Just small talk for a while. Eventually, Emma's parents brought up the fact that I'm Syrian, and to my relief, they didn't make it a big deal. I go to a very white university, so usually when people find out I'm Middle Eastern, they look at me like I'm an alien. So it's very refreshing to get a positive, neutral reaction. They just asked me which city I'm from and whether I prefer the UK, Syria, etc. Until mid-conversation, Emma's mother said, "It's amazing to see refugees speak such good English." I wasn't offended, considering the political climate for the past decade. It's not completely unreasonable to assume that a Syrian person you've just met is a refugee. And there's nothing wrong with being a Syrian refugee, so I'm never offended when people assume I am one. It's happened before, and I usually just correct people politely. I corrected Emma's mother as politely as I could, and I told her I was actually just an immigrant, and my parents moved here several years before the start of the Civil War, so they aren't refugees either. She was pretty dumbfounded for a few seconds, but then nodded and started asking me more questions about Syria. The conversation started flowing again, and I thought all was well. This happened on Tuesday, and Emma avoided me for a while afterwards. We didn't speak at all. I thought it was because she was busy or something, but she seemed pretty mad, so I eventually approached her on Thursday and asked what was up. She ended up telling me that I'd embarrassed her and shouldn't have corrected her mom's assumption that I was a refugee. I was confused since her mom didn't seem too phased. Then Emma broke it to me that her parents were really happy that Emma had made friends with a refugee and was following in their footsteps by helping those in need. Apparently, it had really helped Emma get in her parents' good books for them to think that she had been taking care of me, a refugee, still adjusting to a new society. Her parents are now very angry with Emma for misleading them into thinking that I was a refugee. I'm torn. On the one hand, I wasn't aware that the stakes Emma had in this, and she'd kept me in the dark about the whole refugee thing. On the other hand, I feel bad that I've caused an argument between her and her parents. Maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut and went along with it to keep the peace, but I genuinely had no clue. No, you are not the asshole at all.
No.
Emma's a fucking cunt.
Yeah. That's trying to cover it up, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's trying to. That's like, oh, how nice of you to take care of that sweet little refugee that came over here in a wicker basket. Like, no, asshole. No, I didn't come. Like, fuck you. Trying to make it out like that. You're trying to make yourself look like a hero over nothing. No, fuck you.
Exactly.
You're the asshole.
Yep. No, that.
Or no, you're not the asshole. This Emma is the asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the friend.
Yeah.
That's just crap. Like, why would that's a easy speak the truth, right? I mean, come on, don't be stupid. And
Right.
and what's the point? Like, someone's from a different country. I don't understand. Like, what?
Right.
One way or the other, you came here somewhere, whatever, England, I guess, but you came here somehow, and they're apparently doing very well for themselves. They're in school, or as they call it, university. I don't know fancy things over here like this, like that. I don't know. It's look. I mean, that's yeah. It sounds like one of those weird things where it's like they kept a story going, like for nothing at all, like not a big deal, and then it turned out to be a big deal when it shouldn't have been a big deal at all. I don't know. That's just yeah. Emma, shame on you.
Yeah, Emma, you're a piece of shit.
Oh man, yeah. That's just yeah. I found one that you might appreciate. I don't know because all I saw was the word Resident Evil.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for wanting a partial refund for the wrong item? A little backstory. Okay, well, first of all, I won't get into this, but a partial refund.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it's interesting. That's I think we've been there. Because you could have asked for a partial refund for the broken Dreamcast, right? I got the Dreamcast. It just doesn't work.
I mean, but that's an online. No, man, I wouldn't have done that. Then.
No, you want to have that buyer beware thing.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, a little backstory. I collect vinyl game soundtracks. Not me, this guy. About a month ago, I saw a listing for the limited edition variant of the Resident Evil Zero, which had been sold out for ages on the main distributor store. They wanted about $5 more than the original would have cost, so I snapped it up. However, the shipping had some concerns. Media mail, which is uninsured, was like $3. The first option was insurance, like $20. The last time I got something with media mail, the box was terribly damaged by the post office. I'm not going to get it. He got some other thing there. So since I was already limited edition, I opted for the insured version. It arrived 10 days later, and lo and behold, it was the standard black LP. I emailed the company, and their response was akin to, out of stock, sorry, here's a $10 store credit. I counteroffered that I was fine with the product if they refunded my shipping and took $5 off to match other listings online, or that if we couldn't work something out, that I wanted to know what my refund would look like with the expensive shipping. I got radio silence for 10 days, so I went to PayPal and started a dispute because I didn't get what I paid for, and I was being ignored. A few days later, they sent a couple links to say the prices weren't actually different. And they still were. They sent links to the mother distributor and didn't include their listing at all. I didn't respond because the PayPal process had been started. Then a few days after that, I get an accusatory email akin to calling me a scammer, abusing chargebacks, and that they wouldn't accept my business anymore. Not that I would order from again after this, and the communication would cease. Here's my dilemma. Am I the asshole for wanting a partial refund, just enough to cover the expensive shipping for the item I didn't receive, and a little more to make it like other listings? Or for not waiting longer than 8 days after the last email before bringing up a dispute with PayPal? I feel like I'm justified in my request, but I also feel guilty because they insinuated that I'm scamming them through the PayPal protection policy. To prevent confusion, and this he finishes off with, to prevent confusion, the item I ordered was a limited edition yellow LP pressing. The item I received was a standard edition black LP. It's basically like he got the album he wanted, but the color of the record was wrong. And
so to me,
his gripe.
Not the asshole. And here's
why.
Especially with vinyl pressings and everything, the color makes all the difference. Obviously not to the sound of the music, but when you're paying for a limited edition, they only make so many of the different colored vinyls. So no, if you paid extra specifically for that and the listing was for that, first of all, you waited 8 days. I'd have been doing it at fucking, as soon as the clock hit midnight on the 7th day, I'd have been sending a dispute and all kinds of other shit. So no, you're definitely not the asshole. They're assholes for number one, false advertising. Number two, not just making things right and doing the right thing right off the bat.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought reading through that too. It's like, my goodness, what kind of business did you deal with? Because that's just crappy. Yeah, no, I worked at a record store for a year, and I knew it wasn't so much, then when I did it, but I know now, like, you really have, it's kind of like baseball cards where you have maybe 5 different variants of a specific card, and it just so happens that there's this amazing one that has 10 copies of it all, and it just is the one that you want. But then so you do this, you order, I paid my $20 for it, and I get the one that there's 100 of, and that's obviously not as valuable. And it's the same deal with the records. And it's, yeah, definitely this dude is in the right. And I'm like you, I would have been on it like immediately. There's no, I mean, come on. I asked for something specific, and I saw it, and I paid for what it was going for anyway, apparently, and I didn't get it. And, yeah, I mean, no. I just want to kind of know what company that was now.
Yeah, I wish they would post that kind of stuff, because I'd like to not order from them ever.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. All right.
All right, let's go to the next one. We're going to do, am I the asshole for serving my mother-in-law, quote unquote, the dog's water?
Whoa.
Yeah. So, yeah. So let's
I'm just gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes tentatively, but let's dig in. Let's see what's going on. So a couple of nights ago, my in-laws came over for dinner. I had glasses on the table with ice and was filling them with water from a pitcher. I set the pitcher down to grab something off the stove, and my mother-in-law resumed filling the glasses. My 13-year-old stepdaughter walked in and stopped her, saying, "Don't use that. That's the dog's water." My mother-in-law was confused, and I said I had just been using it. My stepdaughter replied with, "No, that's gross. That's for the dog." To clarify, the dog's food and water is across the kitchen from the sink. When I fill her bowl, I do use this pitcher. Then I leave it sitting on the nearest counter to the dish, because the pitcher holds more water than the bowl. I can just walk by, top off the bowl, you get it. I told my mother-in-law that yes, I do pour water from this pitcher into the dog's dish, but the dog doesn't actually touch it or drink out of it directly, so I assumed that was that. However, later at dinner, when the water glasses needed to be topped off, my husband reached for the same pitcher, and my mother-in-law told him not to use it. Apparently, she's offended that I filled dinner glasses with the dog's water.
Oh.
I definitely get if it were something the dog was touching or interacting with, but in my mind, there's no difference between the water and the pitcher, or the water and pitcher, versus any other water and pitcher I pour from. Just to be sure, though, is there something here I'm missing? Do I owe my mother-in-law, who now thinks I'm trying to poison her with dog germs, an apology? No, you are not the asshole. Your mother-in-law is the asshole.
Yeah, it's a container. I mean, it's not like they're drinking out of it.
Right. Right.
What the heck?
And I don't understand, man. And here's what I don't get even more. So somehow or another, this one, apparently, this one she got voted the asshole on.
The mother-in-law.
No,
the person,
the poster. People voted her the asshole on this one.
Why?
I don't know. I'm clicking the comments now. I don't know if it's going to let me see the comments, because
I was going to say, if you can dig into that, because that's crazy. If not,
it's not. Let me see it.
Bummer.
Here we go. You're the asshole. How dare you make your dog drink the same water your mother-in-law drinks? Like your dog like that.
Okay. All right. That's why they did it. Yeah.
So I don't know. And I feel like, yeah, I think, so I guess whatever has the top, I guess whatever gets the top votes, however they vote, that's how it goes. Like that's how you get voted as you were the asshole or not. So because this one got the top number of responses or whatever, that's how she got voted as the asshole.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny too because most of the ones I've read have been so new that they're not like decided yet. So right. I kind of feel like we're figuring it out ourselves.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna have. So you realize we're gonna have to end up signing up for this stuff, and we're gonna have to start voting on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never been a big Reddit person, but I'm down. We'll have to.
We'll have to make up some fake, like some really out there ones.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I did found one. I found one.
You did found one, huh?
I found one. It's from living down here so long.
English? That impossible.
That's impossible. That's funny. That's the second Ralph Wiggum reference I've had today. Not about me, but I made the first one, so it comes around. Yeah. Okay, I found one that was okay. So this one's been locked down as to either the person being the a-hole or not. So here we go. Am I the asshole for having a scary kitty around children? I have a cat named Stargazer.
Okay, it's actually a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mind's in the gutter, dude. I went completely different direction. I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be showing it to kids.
Well, I mean, it's named Stargazer.
Christ. All right, sorry, continue.
I adopted her around 3 years ago, and she's truly a little survivor. She was abused, and as a result, has no eyes and only 3 legs.
That's fucked up.
I shouldn't laugh.
How you gonna name a cat with no eyes Stargazer? You're the asshole just for that. That's fucked up.
I need to read these before we do this.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Ooh, I don't know if I can continue. No. Nobody wanted to adopt her because of her deformities, and she was going to be euthanized. Okay, whatever. No, that sounded pretty serious. My sister moved into the city this week, and her and her husband needed someone to watch the kids since they were going to have a grown-up celebration party. I agree. A grown-up? What is that? Whatever. I agreed. Both of my nieces are 11, so they're not too much for me to handle, and it would be great enrichment for my cat since she loves children. Apparently, the cat likes people, specifically kids. My nieces loved her, and while they were first a little scared, they thought she was cute, and after a while, my sister went to pick them up, and the bell rang, and my cat went running to the door. When my sister-in-law saw her, she freaked out and started screaming. My cat ran away due to the noise, and my sister started yelling at me that I let my cat around her kids and saying she's demonic. The next day, her husband called and said, "Once that cat goes, I'll never have them over again." Am I the asshole?
Wow. No. First of all, God bless you for adopting that cat so it didn't get euthanized and giving it a good life. That's awesome. Your fucking sister and brother-in-law are pieces of shit. I sincerely hope that they get hit by a bus. Because you know what? Those kids would be better being raised by people that aren't judgmental assholes. That poor cat, you know what? You're giving it a good life. The kids liked it. The kids wanted to play with it. You know what? You can fuck off. You leave Stargazer alone, you piece of shit. They're the assholes. You're fucking awesome.
And that's what the internet decided. Definitely not the asshole there. And I agree too. I mean, come on. The guy took in a stray or a whatever. Like not a stray. What's the
like a rescue?
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't think of it. The laughter from earlier because of the no eyes and Stargazer. Come on,
right? Right. No, you gotta let. And I gotta. So I'm an asshole because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out how it's running to the door. I've seen dogs that only have back like I don't know if it has front legs or back legs. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm assuming that all the damage is to the front end if it's got no eyes. I could be wrong. Maybe it's got two legs on one side and it has none on the other. I don't know. Like, and it just spins in circle. Like, but I'm assuming that they rigged it up like, you seen dogs that either if they just have their hind legs, they can like kind of get up and like run on their hind legs. And there's also, I've seen dogs where they've lost their legs and they get like wheels, I
Yeah, I've seen
guess.
that too. Yeah.
So I would assume, and maybe I'm wrong, I would assume that the cat has some kind of, contraption to help it get around. So you're doing the Lord's work, taking in this poor cat that was going to be euthanized and taking care of it, and these shitheads have the balls to fucking say you're the bad one. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But it is, dude. When I heard Stargazer, no eyes, no
Yeah.
missing two legs, I did have to laugh because that's a fucked up name to give a cat. You can't see the stars.
Well, that and the visual. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's too good. Like I lost it, and maybe it's the beer, but no, it
Eh,
just.
I'm drinking water. I'm stone cold sober, so
There you
I
go.
laugh too. But no,
Uh,
sincerely, I hope the Stargazers living their best life. I hope they're awesome, and those parents can go fuck themselves.
yeah, exactly. I'd say we do a couple more of these. We'll
Yeah,
wrap
let's
this up, but
let's go a
we'll
couple
have to
more.
we'll have to do another one of these one day because this has been awesome.
Yeah. So let's call it two more each.
All right, that sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So, am I the asshole for having a quote unquote vulgar and unprofessional nickname? I mean, that's
Ooh,
just like our whole lives right there.
yeah, but I need to know this nickname.
Right. So let's
Like,
let's go into this one. All right. I work in a hospital with around 6 or 7 other guys in my department, along with the chief of our department. Part of our workplace culture, which I frankly find cool, is to have nicknames at work. Our nicknames are pretty much interchangeable with our actual names. Say my name's John, but sometimes they'll say, "Hey, involve nickname in this too." Or say, "Hey John, how was your weekend?" And I'll respond, "Boring. Nickname, what about yours?" The nicknames aren't anything offensive at all, by the way. Here's the rundown. We've got Speedy, who got her nickname because we saw her sprint once and she was insanely fast. Archer, a former archery champion. Seer, because she is super into divination. Snowborn, because he's never cold. The chief, whose nickname is the King. The story of the King is actually pretty cool, to be honest. He was the youngest ever chief of any department, and one of the older folk called him the Boy King. He's definitely not a boy now, so he's just the king. My nickname is the Grave Walker. Reason being, I work the graveyard, middle of the night, shift, most of the time. I love it. The hospital's nice and quiet, and the only patients that come in are real cases that genuinely need help. I also have some scars, which contributed to the badass nickname, according to the chief. Personally, I think the nicknames are great, as do the rest of us, because it's brought us all a little bit closer. And frankly, my nickname's cool. Call me immature, but we work dead serious jobs and need a little bit of humor and fun sometimes. A new girl joined us, and she was very against nicknames. She found out when someone said, "Hey, involve the grave walker in this case. He's experienced with this." And she found me scary to approach because of that name. She now refuses to call anyone by the nickname, and if I reference someone by the nickname, she used to just flat out ignore me. The chief had a chat with her about respecting the workplace culture and how she needs to integrate better. So instead, she came to me yelling at me about how my nickname is vulgar, unprofessional, and I should have denied it when they gave it to me. She told me to talk to everyone, but make it seem like it came from me so she wouldn't get in trouble. If it's relevant, we haven't given her a nickname yet, and now we try to reference each other's names when talking about her. I also told her to go fuck herself when she came yelling, and she looked like she was about to faint. Am I the asshole? No,
I
dude. If
mean,
anything, you're my fucking hero for telling her to go fuck herself.
exactly. I mean,
See,
come on.
that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone new joins a workplace and instead of trying to integrate themselves into the workplace, they try to mold the workplace to fit them. I'm sorry, but when you go somewhere, unless the culture is completely broken, you shouldn't be looking to change it just to accommodate you. Everyone else has been there and has been doing their job. And that's not to say that everything that everyone does is always going to be the best way. You may have good ideas, you may have things that you bring to the table. You were brought in for a reason. But at the same time, you don't get to walk in and say, oh, well, everyone else is doing this one thing that doesn't hurt anybody and isn't against policy and doesn't make any real difference other than adding to the, to the workplace culture and the esprit de corps. So you don't get to walk in and just eliminate that because you're a little fucking douchebag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's one of those things, like, you actually have a unit and a team, and then that crap happens. Yeah, no. Like, come on. Like, dude, definitely not an asshole at all.
Right.
Like,
no.
Come on.
She's the asshole, and I think part of the reason she doesn't have a nickname yet is because hopefully she doesn't stick around long.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. It's like what do they call that? Like in baseball, the clubhouse cancer. Yeah. I mean, like, go away. Like, if you can't be part of the team, then like, you're just gonna drag everyone down. I mean, especially like, it's not like the nickname's that bad.
Right.
Like, seriously. I mean, come on.
Walker. That's not. Yeah. Like, fuck it. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, and he said it too. It's like because he worked at a graveyard.
No, he works the graveyard shift.
Graveyard shift. I'm sorry. Sorry, man. We works the graveyard shift, and it's like that's. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't like fathom how that would be. I don't know. That just seems like someone has a lot of other crap that they're dealing with because it's like, if that's what you're concerned about, oof, I don't know. Whenever you first read that, I thought, well, geez, what's their... Do they have like a throwback, like probably meant to be on a porn site handle here?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
So I found a couple of funny headlines. I won't read the stories, but these are just too good. Am I the asshole for telling my brother that he's an experiment?
Oh my God. No, you're not the asshole, but now I need to know the story.
Well, I don't have it up because it was pretty tough to read. And it was an obvious asshole, apparently. So.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to find that one because, dude, no, you can't be the asshole for that one. Like, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, eventually you got to tell him, but, like, I
missed this one too because I tried to find it again, but it was a rather lengthy one. It was am I the asshole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear full of human hair?
Oh. Wait. No. You are definitely the asshole.
You know what the best part
is it?
It's the parents.
No.
Yeah. And what's even better about that? Like, I tried to find it, I lost it, but
pubic hair?
No, I hope to God not. My goodness. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it.
Oh my God.
Oh, let me read this one.
Okay.
This will be mine. But that's your headline there. My wife and I just had our daughter, first child, 3 months ago. Family has a tradition where the firstborn to get a special stuffed animal. I got one for my mother when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, and so on, blah, blah, blah. The reason is that it's special is because the stuffing is made from their parents' hair. So this is a family tradition, apparently. The way it works is once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, their parent will save as much of the hair as they can. Okay, so it's the child's hair. Interesting. Oh. When the child becomes a parent, hold on, here we go. This gets a little deeper. When the child becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent, will use the saved hair to make a stuffed animal to give to the baby. That's weird.
Oh, no.
I feel like we're like entering like Silence of the Lambs territory here.
Yeah. No, I don't like this one.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to read it because it was long. Then it just got really creepy. But you know what the funny thing is, and I'm going to stop at that one there, and we can take that as my my one of the two that were left. There are apparently no a-holes on this one.
No, you're not an asshole. You're fucking creepy.
Creepy, exactly.
You're...
There you go.
Man.
Ready for the top comment?
Yes.
Because I understand this is emotionally meaningful to you, but it's also fairly objectively pretty fucking weird.
Okay. Yeah. And you know what, man? I 100% agree with that. Like, no,
The comment got three times as many upvotes as the original posting did, and the original posting's like touching like 8,000.
Wow. Wow. All right. Let's see. So I just came across one. You must have been way fucking further down in this list than me. So I just came across the one you did about the April Fool's joke.
Oh, I started going around, so I jumped around because like you can play with the timeline and stuff. So I went back to like a month ago.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't even know that. I've just been scrolling through, because I'm fucking basic and shit. All right, I'm gonna read this one because it's relevant to my job.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for threatening to call 911 on a special needs kid?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
All right. I'm not passing judgment until I read it because I have seen similar calls. All right. Title sounds horrible, but here's my story. There's this family that lives a few doors over, and their son is 9. He's a terror. He throws things over the balcony and downstairs, screams, stomps, and runs in the hallways. I've called apartment security because he left the apartment building alone. He was kicking, pushing, pulling on the door, and screaming for his mom. When I first moved into this apartment, their son tried to open my security screen door. He banged on my door and screamed to let him in. Of course, this makes my dog go nuts. I told him no, and he should go home. It's been 5 years since that incident, and every time he passes my place, he makes a huge ruckus to get a reaction from my dog. Since he started playing in the hall in his underwear at about 8:15, 8:30 for an hour, this is the 4th time it's happened in about 2 weeks. When he's out there, I keep an eye on him, and I've been checking to see if there's a car in their stall, but there never is. Tonight, I waited until someone came home. It was their father. I went to speak with him about his son playing alone at night, almost naked, without anyone checking on him. His reply was, "My son has special needs." The kid being special needs wasn't a surprise to me. What was a surprise was for him to not ask anything about his son. My response was quick and unfiltered. And if that was the case, wouldn't you or your wife be parenting or being aware of him being home or not? He told me I should mind my own business and started walking away. This pissed me to fuck off. I told him if it happens again, I'll call 911 to do a wellness check since it seems like he's home alone. He slammed the door behind him. Am I the asshole? All right. So, and this is why I wanted to read it before I rendered my verdict. So now, I wouldn't call 911 because it is and it isn't a life or death emergency. What I would do is I would call the non-emergency line. I would let them know what's going on. They could send officers and contact DCF and find out what's going on. Or DCF would be contacted once they got on scene. Once the officers got on scene and checked what was going on. But absolutely not the asshole for calling a welfare check on a special needs child that's in the hallway in his underwear by himself at 8:15, 8:30 at night.
Yeah, exactly. That's we need to find obviously the people responsible. We need to get that going first. But yeah, that's an obvious CARES call. Come on. Right. We're not doing 911 here on that. That's a little excessive.
Right.
And like you said, unless it's like an immediate like danger or something might happen. Yeah, then of course. But come on, I don't know. Maybe people don't know that they can do that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, I'm not. So even I'm going to ignore the 911 aspect of it. I'm going to say no, not the asshole, because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is you're essentially trying to make sure that this young kid who is now, you found out, special needs, is being taken care of and is cared for, because he shouldn't be alone out in his underwear doing that stuff. You know?
Exactly. We Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Like I don't know. I think we've come across situations like that before, where it's obviously like, hey, we're concerned about the welfare of somebody, but at the same point, like, it's obviously not a life or death, right? So it's definitely not a 911, and just, I don't know, be a little smarter about it. I don't know. All right, so I've been trying to go through and find something else here, and I've been having a time going through, but I got one here, and I don't know if this is good or not, but we're gonna go with it. So this is about our favorite store of all time. Am I the asshole for pointing out an allergy to a worker? So here we go. Last night, my fiance and I went to Wawa. I was craving a strawberry freeze, and my fiance always gets a strawberry banana. To avoid any possible mix-up, I always get mine with whipped cream. The reason for this is that I'm allergic to bananas. I'll need an EpiPen, and and in all the years I've been dealing with multiple food allergies, I've only needed to use it maybe 2 or 3 times. We place an order, and the guy puts them on the counter for us. I grab the whipped cream one and take a tiny sip. The color looked off. I figured maybe he added a little too much strawberry mix, and I tasted banana. Right away, I told my fiance and went to call the guy over. I told him, hey, so when you make the smoothies, you should be more mindful as far as the making, so there's no cross-contamination or specific instructions are followed. I'm incredibly allergic to bananas. I get whipped cream in my smoothie to be able to tell mine from my fiance's. Luckily, I always keep an EpiPen on me and knows how to use it. Not everyone is that lucky. This could have turned out much differently. I'm not bitching. I'm just trying to educate you. The guy burst into tears, saying this never happened to him before and begging me not to tell his manager. That something like that will get him fired. I told him to consider this a learning experience and just do better. When we get in the car, I took a Benadryl. My fiance told me I was an asshole for making the guy cry. That because I didn't have a massive reaction, there was no need to say anything. Am I the asshole for trying to educate the guy and let him know to just be more mindful?
No.
Ooh.
No, not the asshole at all. Not the asshole at all. It's not like he flipped out on the guy. It's not like he yelled at him. It's not like he was the original poster here was not an asshole at all. He did not. I mean, if it went down truly the way he's saying it did, he's a better person than a lot of people I see who, there's a freaking pickle on their sandwich and they're not allergic and they're flipping out and screaming at the people,
Yeah.
So no, not at all. And he had a serious, legitimate reason to be upset if his stuff wasn't made correctly. So no, not the asshole at all. No.
And that's what this one was decided. That's what the internet thought. I just looked up Wawa because I was trying to find a good one. That one actually turned out to be serious, but no, I agree. I mean, he's just trying to be like, hey, look, man, like, I might die here. Right. But the dude knows better. He knows himself. So, and it's hey, you know what? Like, I kind of feel bad for the worker too. Like, the guy was serious. It's like, I don't want to get this guy killed.
Right.
I don't know.
So,
yeah, that was a while.
I think.
Yeah. But all right. So we got a good one to finish us off here with.
Yes, I've got one final one that we'll go with, and then we're gonna cut this one out. So, am I the asshole for making an insensitive joke? All right.
Ooh.
So it reads like this: my granddad has dementia. He usually remembers long-term stuff. He doesn't remember his wife dying recently or even going to her funeral. Conversations with him are usually very repetitive. Some days he remembers more than others. I think anyone who has a close one suffering from dementia or memory loss knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's sad. Anyway, my mom and I recently visited him. The topic of the day was my dating life. He remembers that I used to have a boyfriend. It was a couple of years ago. Now I tend to only date women and I have a girlfriend. I'm out and open about it, but my granddad is quite homophobic and I prefer keeping my last memories and time spent with him not so dreadful. So I avoid just go with the haha, I'm single and change topic. Usually works. However, that day he was a bit tired, so it was brought up multiple times. I didn't mind. My mom, guess she got tired of it. She told him she's gay and she has a girlfriend. Bad move. Granddad started spitting some homophobic ideas, ranting about it, and scolding me. I decided to leave because I didn't feel like hearing him out. My mom comes out a bit later and we talk to the nurses. She explains the situation and why he got a bit upset. They're understanding, shit happens, but the mood's low. Everyone's feeling a bit down because, hey, now they have to handle my upset granddad. So I decided to brighten the mood. Good thing he won't remember this by our next visit. If he did, he might have taken me out of the will.
Oh, no.
Now that upset my mom. She didn't take my joke very well, literally called me an asshole and asked if that was the true reason I never came out to my granddad when he had yet to have his memories stolen from him. It's not. Plus, I embarrassed her in front of the nurses and made my granddad look bad. I told her she put herself in that situation by outing me. No big deal to her because he'll most likely forget anyway. Now mama's big mad and she's banned me from visiting. I have no license and it's pretty hard for me to get there by bus. Until I apologized and made sure to let me know that granddad would be very disappointed in me. I do believe my joke was a bit insensitive, but an asshole, pass judgment on me, please. No, dude, not the asshole at all.
No. I mean, just spoke your mind. I mean, come on.
And it's fucking funny.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let's face it. Look, dementia is terrible. Memory loss is terrible. It's heartbreaking to watch people go through it. But you know what? One of the things that's gotten me through many of the terrible jobs I've had and I don't mean terrible as in they were bad jobs, but jobs where I had to do things and see things and be a part of things that just sucked was gallows humor.
Right.
And
yeah.
I didn't get it at first when I started initially working at the hospital. I didn't understand why people use gallows humor. Now, I don't know how I live a day, or I don't know how I would live a day in my life without gallows humor. It's therapeutic. You got to use it. You have to, especially in bad situations. So no, I don't think at all this person's the asshole. I think if anything, obviously, the granddad is an asshole. Just not because he's got memory loss or anything, but because apparently before he had memory loss, he was a homophobic shitbag. So to me, he was an asshole. And the mom is an asshole for bringing it up when she knew exactly what kind of response it would elicit.
Exactly. That's the one thing that kind of caught me off guard. It's like, look, the daughter's trying the granddaughter is trying her hardest to be like, look, trying to keep the peace. Right. In the best possible way that she knows how to. And she did up until the point that mom opened the mouth. Exactly. And, so whatever, though. I mean, people are people in that regard. They're going to say and do whatever they please and whatever. But yeah, no, it's a shame. You're right, though. I mean, people are, I don't know. It never ceases to amaze me on how it's like you see somebody trying to control the situation and then they just are going to barrel through it. And that's exactly what happened on that one. It's a shame.
Absolutely.
Because again, going back to some of the other stuff we talked about, a couple of those cases never even needed to happen in the first place.
Right.
Just keep your mouth shut. I mean,
exactly.
It's not that hard. Yeah, not that hard.
All right.
Oh well. No, that was awesome, man. We hit this one. I think home run. We're gonna do this one again. That was fun.
Yeah, this one's definitely going to be a recurring theme, which seems like every time we say that it never ends up being, but we are going to come back to this.
We did do cryptids too, though.
We did. It only, we did. It took us a couple months, but we got it back around to it. So we'll have to revisit this one. But yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you for listening. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter at bigbeefyshootyboys.com, at doublewidecoffin.com. And till next time, we'll see you then. That was a terrible outro.
# human hair bear.
Human hair bear.